Good evening, everybody. How are you tonight, people? It's Joe here from Pace Sim Racing. Sorry for the delay in audio, trying to work out a couple of bugs. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening if you're on the Australian side of the planet. Everywhere else, hope you're all doing fine during the pandemic, etc., etc. I don't want to talk about that too much because we're locked down here in Melbourne again, still. But tonight we're going to be having a little bit more of an interesting conversation regarding livery. And what I'm planning to do is show you how I make this livery here. I created this around about 3 years ago now, and I nicknamed it the Claw. The original livery for this came from a car that I created with a Castrol livery, and I decided to make it more based upon the Panther racing team that I used to go on to once upon a time, which is the old uh, Panther Racing, or the Panther Racing Team, PRT. But tonight, it's now known as well, not just tonight, but it's been known for a while as the Pace Sim Racing. So I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to start off with a fresh vehicle and make this livery from scratch. I'm going to show the little tricks that I use to get these lines happening. A lot of you might already know how to do livery and have your own little tricks and so on. I, on the other hand, have mine, and if I can help anyone that doesn't know how to do it or is still learning, I hope you can learn something from this. So here we go. So we're going to start with a fresh design, and we're going to run with the Mustang again, because I did start this with a Mustang all those years ago. Alright, so we're going to have to paint this. Yeah, we're going to get rid of all that. And the color we're going to go with is all black. Now we'll go solid. Actually, it doesn't really matter what color it's going to be, because we're going to wrap this thing. Actually, let's make it all white. Do what I need to do now. I'll explain to you why. The way we're going to wrap this completely is choose actually we can start from the roof, and I think that noise is going to bother people with the tapping the button, so maybe what I'm happy to do is get out of all this. Oh, you know what, I can't even go into the settings to do that, because it means I'm going to exit the game and I'll lose the feed. I'm going to lose the live stream. Alright, it's okay. I hope that pressing of buttons and all that sound doesn't bother people too much. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to wrap this, and we're going to wrap it all in black. Start from the roof, and like I was going to do before. No, don't want that one, I want this. And we change to the black. we just do that? Right? There we go. So the trick to this is go to layer controls. No, we're going to set the projection area and just increase all the way to 10. And that creates it so it's completely wrapped in black. No doubt about it. Okay. Now, alright, so all we need to do now is do the bonnet in the same way. And I'm going to make that black as well. And we'll also do the same thing here. We'll go with the projection area, just make sure so it's all. There you go. And that's finished. So now we have the black Mustang. Okay. We will also take the stickers of the car and we'll change the rims. My favorite ones are these beauties here, the BBS. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, or I could go with those. But we'll go with the BBS RID. And we're going to paint those white. But we'll make it metallic. It stands out a little bit better. Sorry about the coughing, guys. I've got a frog in my throat. Also, there's no video feed because I'm streaming live through the PlayStation Network. Unfortunately, if I had my face on screen, there'll be certain elements of the screen, to select that I can't see. So, sorry if you're missing my face. Now, the other thing we need to do is we will also put a decal on the rear wing, and we'll wrap that completely as well. There's actually an easier way to do this, but I'll show you in a second what I'm going to do. Yeah, this tapping noise is actually getting a little bit annoying. To be honest, I wish I had a bit of music in the background, but once again, if I had music from the PlayStation, from the Grand GT Sport game, there'd be copyright issues, and I don't want to deal with that. Right, so once again, we're going to set the projection area to 10. Even though, see how you got that white area there? There's a little on the sides, on the inside of the outer wing. What we can do is we go to paint, we go to rear wing, and just make it black, and you'll see how this whole area here on the inside will now go black. There you go. Done. Now those areas down the bottom on the side skirts there, they're not the black that we're after. So what we're going to do there is we're going to do the same thing, and we shall go to other and stuff the left side. It doesn't really matter, and that's going to wrap almost all the way around the front, hopefully. Now we'll choose that equal since it's horizontal. And we'll just stretch it out all the way. If you press L1 while moving it left or right, it'll just make it move outwards, but not increase the height. So now what we can do, we'll make that black. You can see how it's going black there. Also, those little the side fins there on the side of the bumper, we're going to paint those yellow later on. So we can deal with that later. It doesn't really matter that they're sort of half white and one's partly white or partly black. And now what we're going to do, we're going to also go back to the projection area and increase that all the way to 10. I went to 10, so you can see it's stretched right across the front there. You can see the color's slightly different. But just to make sure, I'm going to duplicate that on the other side anyway. So we have one on the right, one on the left, which means that's going to also stretch right across the front. There you go. An almost completely black Mustang, except for those little fins on the front there. Done. Now the way we can do that to the fins is we're going to change the color of that area. So we'll go to other and we'll go from the left hand side again, and we're going to set the camera angle so we can line this with a camera, because I want to get right in on these things. Just focus straight in there. It won't target exactly on it because of how close I am, but that's fine. Actually, I might move out just a little bit more. And for those, I'm going to pick that one. Now you can see how the color sort of bleeds a little bit into the bottom of the front skirt, or the top of the front skirt, or the splitter. So we'll do that, and I'm going to twist it around and extend it that way. So now they're white, but I don't want those white. We're going to change that color. No, I don't want to do that. I'll increase that to 10 and maybe go to about 4 on that, because sometimes it can, it has bled across. That's good. That's what I want to do. Right, now we're going to change a color on this, and I'll pick a yellow. Actually, here's the yellow that I want. There we are. Okay. So we're going to run with that yellow later on. And I need to duplicate that over this side. There you go. Yellow fins. We're going to get out of that. And we're going to start with that long, pointy top part. If you recall from the picture that we had before. Okay. So the way we do that is... Okay, providing music now. So we're going to pick a triangle for this. And this is going to be yellow. But we're going to start with white for the time being. Narrow that down a little bit more. So I'll run that towards the front as much as I can. About to there. too much. All right, and that's how we do that part. Pretty straightforward. So we have our first long point. Okay. I just might increase the size of that just a little bit more. Make it about that big. There we go. All right, so let's make that yellow now. I'm going to duplicate that over the other side. All right. And the next part to that, this is actually quite a lengthy process, but hopefully it won't be too long. Because I can do this and then do a part 2 maybe next week. Might be a good idea. Right. So now I'm going to duplicate that. Now we have 2 of those. But the idea is, I don't want to do that. I'm going to put that about here somewhere. And that's going to give us our middle point, if you like. What I like to do at this point is put down one of the put the number in place, just so I know how far I can put this. There we go. Just leave it as 0 for now. It's fine. I'll just whack my name on top as well. There we go. For anyone that wants to know my PSN name, there it is there. Alright. Panther underscore 804. Oh, that was just a little bit too close, that, but that's fine. So let's take it back a little bit. There we go. That's good enough, I think. I'm happy with that. Right, now we'll duplicate that on the other side. So now we have 2 of those, which means I can now go back and get rid of the racing number. And now that that's gone, we'll go back to the decal and we can duplicate that yellow one. So we'll stick with yellow. So I've just messed that one up, haven't I? Okay, I'm going to have to delete that because I want that to be right where that other one was on the other side. Now we'll duplicate this one. That's better. I'm going to stretch this out about to there. And then hang it down a little bit more like that. Let's go forward a bit more. About there would do. There we go. All right. Now we've got that. I can duplicate that over the other side. And that's how I want that there. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining. And now we are going to work on the top. Maybe, yeah, work on the top. Sounds like a good idea. What I what I want to do is actually set this up and align it with the camera. I try and get that as centered as I possibly can. Around about there. That looks spot on. Then we're going to go for that triangle again. So most of this is triangle and squares pretty much. And I'm going to put that one around about there, and we're going to get that center triangle happening. Roughly about there. Cut it back a little bit. Like so. And maybe, yeah. Now with that, we're going to make that yellow as well. And then duplicate it. Bring it over to the side. And we're going to make that a bit more narrow, but also elongate it. Even though you can't see it. You can't see it just yet on the bonnet. We're going to duplicate or create one on the bonnet to match the ghost of this one, if you like. And I want it to be roughly about there, but a bit more narrow. So draw that in. Oh, now we have to make that longer again still. Right, bring it back a little. So is it sitting on the bonnet? No, two. It's not too bad. Too much. A bit more back. There we go. And that's that bit for there. Alright. Might be rushing this a little bit, I think. Across. I think that middle one might bring it forward a bit more later on. I'll set this one up on the other side. So I duplicate that on reverse, even though it's... There we go. So now we've got both of those. And like I said, I'm going to move down to that one and move that forward a bit more. To there. Actually, I might narrow that in. To there. Okay. So that's created all of those guys. So here comes the fun part. Maybe not yet. Actually, won't do that. I'll put another... I'll make these points on the bonnet to give you an understanding what I'm trying to achieve here. So I'll make those points sort of match up with those points at from the roof there. And what I want to do, I want to flip that vertically So it's pointing forward, and make that longer. I want it to look like, well, pretty much that it's in line with the one on the roof. Let's change the color. Make a big one arrow. There's little tricks that you can do to see if it's roughly as wide. So when you look at it from the rear of the car, it looks like it's part of the same area. Let's go that way a bit more. There you have it. There's that part there. Duplicate that on reverse on the other side. So far, if you want to see that completely, you just go to preview and go, oh yeah, well that's what it looks like. All right. Now, what I need to do is create the black outline, or the black inside part of it. So I'm going to overlay. So we go to the decals. What I want to do is, I'm going to start with this one here on the left. And I'm going to duplicate that layer. And I'm going to paint that one black. And run that. It says move all the way to the top there. So now that's in place of that one. And now how we're going to get that little black line is pretty much shrink this one. I'm going to shrink it down to about that size, so you can see the yellow line. But what I want to do, I want to drag that also forward so it's more closer to the front of the yellow point. So you can see how it's doing that. I'm doing that by pressing the L1 button and lifting it and moving the right stick up. And there you go. I might actually drop that down a little. And that's your black out or black inside line. Now and then we just duplicate that on reverse, and that's there. If you see there up the top there, so now all these layers will be on top of the yellow one. That's what I want to do. Okay, so now what we need to do is find that middle arrow there, which is that one there. Click on that, duplicate that layer, and just click on it there. That's that one there. Click on that, make that black, and then once again move the layer up to the top. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Here's the trick. Sorry about this, guys. I actually don't want it to overlap the yellow up there. Or maybe I do. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's fine. Where it is. Alright, so there's your black. I'm going to move that forward a little bit more. Oh, and also duplicate that on the other side. Okay. So this is pretty much almost like copy and paste. And we're making just a few more adjustments here and there. Alright, so this is the first one. So we're going to, once again, duplicate this for the bottom arrow. Duplicate that, click on it, make it black. And we're going to move that up to the top. Like I said, it has to be moved to the top because it needs to be on top of everything else that's yellow. Now we're going to shrink that down so we get roughly around about the same size amount of yellow, same thickness line there as the other two. Now, I'm not too fussed about those other areas. I can fix all that messy sort of bits that are missing with a little touch up later on. I'm going to move this now over to the other side. And there you have it. So if you see that, that's all we have at the moment. So we move on to the roof, which is pretty much these last three. So we'll start off with the middle one first. Hang on a sec. Duplicate, click on it, make it black, and then do that. Guys, honestly, if you have any quicker way of doing things like this, I'm more than happy for anyone to comment and let me know what their tricks might be. So now what we need to do is make this smaller again, roughly about that size, and then move forward a bit more. Alright, now we're going to do the same to this thing here, so I'm going to duplicate that. So this is all very different from what I normally do. I'm not sim racing tonight, of course. It's more about having a bit of fun, showing how we do a bit of teaching you guys how I do livery. Maybe you guys can learn something along the way. Okay. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't move this one up to the top. Let's move it underneath that. There we go. How simple is that? Okay, and now what we're going to do is just duplicate that across to the other side. There you go. And there you have it. That's how we do that part. Now we're going to do the same to the bonnet. So duplicate the layer, pick this one down the bottom, doesn't really matter. And we're going to make that black. Oh look, we can't see it. Reason being, it needs to move to the top. There it is. Once again, we're going to make that small. Oops, wrong way. Because I'm looking at it upside down, it's the other way around. Now drag that to the front. Just a little bit more. Makes it look cool. Gives it more of a effective look, I think, anyway. And we'll duplicate that on the other side as well. There you have it. That's that part. There's no white bits in it yet. And that's how you make those lines. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I add the white part to that. So you're going to have the black underneath, the yellow line, the white, the black line, and then the white on top. So you're going to have like the black half of the car and also the white half of the car. And you have the effect of the yellow, black, and white lines, or yellow and black lines with the white filling. Can be done with any color. Okay, so let's go back over to the body. And now we're going to choose, we're going to go to the black one. And we're going to pick this one here and duplicate that. Pick that one, and we're going to make it white. It's finished. And move that one to the top. So there we have it. There's the black, there's the white triangle, or point or arrow, what do you want to call it. So the nickname I gave this livery a long time ago was the claw. Yeah, like the cars reaching out, or fang. I gave it claw originally, and then I called it fang for other reasons. Okay. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to shrink this one down so it'll expose the black line underneath. There you go. I'm going to drag that forward a little bit more, give it that bit more of an effect. And I might shrink it down towards the back a little bit. Wrong way. Let's go that way. Too much. There we go. It's a bit of mucking around sometimes, but you get the hang of it after a while. And it's been a while since I've made this. Alright, so there you have that there. I'm going to duplicate that over the other side. Sorry about the hold up. Got to keep people excited or else they go away. Alright, so that's done. So now we're going to go to this one here. And we are going to, I'm going to duplicate that. I think I didn't. Yeah. Okay. No, maybe I didn't. I'm going to duplicate that layer. Move it up to the top. And make that white as well. You know, to be honest, this is not the night I wanted to have a frog in my throat. Now, there's a little easier way I can do this without trying to shrink it down or anything. It's actually just move it back. Straight back, that's all. You know what? I could have done that with the other ones as well. Anyway, so that's how we do that. And now I'm going to just duplicate that straight on the other side. And now we're going to pick that one there on the bottom. Duplicate that layer. Move that to the top. Now that I've done that, we're going to change the color again to white, and I'm going to move that back a little bit as well. There you have it, and I'll just duplicate that over the other side as well. Alright, now we'll do the roof. Now we'll start with that one there. So same deal, just duplicate. Almost did the same trick as before. Got to move to the top first. Move it up to the top and change the color and just bring it back. Too far. That black line's a bit too thick. Okay. So I want it. And same deal with these ones here. Duplicate. Move to the top. No, I don't want to add the layer. What am I doing? I just back. Thank you. Now, you just lost where I am. Here we go. Move the layer right to the top. So happens when you rush. Don't rush. Take your time. It's easy to make mistakes. Okay. So now I've got that there. All I'm going to do is just minimize, like shrink this in a little bit, and we'll get that black line showing. Right, so there we have it. There, and you have the. Maybe it's actually shrunk a bit too much on that side. What I might do, just bring it back. Bring it back. That's it. Okay. Now I've got that happening. I'm going to duplicate that over the other side. That's how we do that part. Now I have to do the bonnet. So same deal. We can just pick this one, either one, left or right, doesn't really matter. It's no big deal. So we're going to duplicate that. It's at the top already, so all we have to do is just make that one white as well. And I'm going to shrink that back. Oops, wrong way. There you go. And duplicate on the other side. There you go. Now you have what looks like, or what actually is, the beginning of my fang. Or claw. It's actually called a claw. Now at the back here we actually have these other sections that I have that come off the rear. So I've got a point that comes off the back here in the middle, and 3 more points that come across the side there. And the way I'm going to achieve that is pretty much do something very similar. It's actually very basic. I'm going to grab one of these yellow ones here, that yellow one there, and I'm going to duplicate that, but I want to move that near the top so I don't lose where any of these pieces are. I'll move it not right to the top, sorry, to the top of the yellow bunch. Up to there. And I'm going to choose it, and I want to move that around and flip it over. And I want to put that and shrink it down a little bit. It's roughly about there. What I should have done with these is actually change the depth of them. That way it increases the colour to sort of bleed into those black pieces there, where the panels join the bumper. Actually, what I might do, I might even turn that around a little bit more and raise it up to there. Actually, I haven't done this livery in quite some time, to be honest, have I? You know what? I don't want to do that there. It's actually not going to turn out the way I want it to. So I'm going to go into delete this layer. And I'm going to put a layer above this one. And we're going to go to the rear of the car. But I'm going to align this with the camera. So I've got more control over how I want it to look. There we go. And we're going to go for the triangle again. And we're going to flip that horizontally. Sorry, vertically. There we go. Make it yellow. Da, 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 da. It's a lot of fun doing this stuff, if you got the patience. So make that wide like that. Oop. Drag that around to there. There we go. So I want this to look like it's grabbing around the rear of the car, like so. Okay. Maybe make it a bit wider. That's that. And then I'm going to duplicate this on the other side. So now what I have is something that looks something like that. Right. It's not exactly how how I've made this, but let's make a little change. That's fine. So let's duplicate this layer now. And we're going to shrink that down. Oop, wrong way. Move it around like that. Actually, this is not going to work on the side here because I made this for the top, didn't I? That's correct. So let's delete that. Once again, we're going to duplicate one. I'm going to add a layer above to that. And we'll go the right side. And once again for the triangle, bring it to the rear. I'm just going to spin it around. All right. There you have that one. So I'm going to make 3 of these at the back as well. If you're getting something, need to paint this yellow. And now duplicate that on the other side. Let me know what you think, guys. If you're happy with what you're seeing, like and subscribe, and hit the notifications bell because it helps me heaps. And it'll really help me if you subscribe to the channel too. Right, so we've done that, and once again we're going to duplicate this layer and just bring it down around about there. Now bring it in a little bit. To there. And then duplicate that one also on reverse on the other side, which is the right hand side, of course. Right, so now we have our 3 claws, if you like, at the back. Now the next thing I want to do is duplicate that layer. Now we're going to have to make that one black. It's alright, I can fix that later. But we need to move that to the top of this bunch. So just up to there. Actually, no, we need to move it higher again. Up to the top of these ones. And then, same deal. Just bring it in a little bit. A little bit more. There we go. Now we'll just drag it forward a bit more. Okay, I'm happy actually. Yeah, just drag a bit more that way. And once again, duplicate that over the other side. There is another way we can do this, but it won't. Actually, maybe it will. It's been a while since I've done this. Excuse me. So we'll duplicate this one. Make it. Actually, this is not going to work because there we go. It'll overlap everything else that's underneath it. So need this one here. Duplicate that. We're going to make that color that in black there as well, and move it to the top of the black arrows at the top here. And now we're going to change the size of that too. Sometimes they move a little bit offline, so you can make some adjustments, whatever sort of adjustments you need to make it work well. Shrink it down, move it manually if you have to. Just a bit of mucking around. But you'll get the hang of it. Alright, so I'll duplicate that over the other side. And there you have that there. So I finish that one, move down to here. We need the last 2. So the that one or that one, doesn't really matter. So we'll duplicate that. Change the color and move that to the top of these arrows here. Now we're going to work on that one as well, shrink it down. Maybe just move it back, I think that might work. There we go. Didn't want to do that. Well, I think we just messed that one up. It's okay, so you discard all changes. It makes it the way it was, and you can start again. Let's just shrink it down and move it back. Oh, wow. Doesn't always work out that easy, but it's fine. Just stretch it out a little bit more. Take it back. Let's go back a bit. All right. So we'll duplicate that over the other side. That's all those pieces done. I'm forgetting that there's also one of the points in the center of the boot, but I can fix that up. It's no big deal. I'll change that in a second. It's easy. And I'm going to change that little spore on the back, and we'll change that to black as well. Don't want it white. Yeah. There we go. So now we're going to change these. We're going to put the white bits on the top of this. So we're going to have the black outline. So we're going to duplicate the layer. And paint that white. And move that to the top. There we have it. And I'm going to shrink that down as well. Same thing. And stretch it out a bit there. That's that. And duplicate that on the other side. And now I'll bring this down to that one there. Duplicate this layer. Make it white. Peanut white. And move to the top. So there's a lot of repetitive work on this. Same deal. I'm going to shrink it down. Getting closer if you need to. I know this is not very exciting to watch, guys, but hopefully you can learn something from this. If you want. You don't have to. I just enjoy making liveries, and I thought maybe I could help someone else out who wants to learn a little bit of the tricks that I have. I think what I'll do with this one is that. I'm going to duplicate that over the other side as well. So there you have it. There's that one. And I'm about to sneeze, I think. I'm going to try not to sneeze into the microphone. I don't want to deafen anybody out there. Alright. So, same thing. And finish that. Move that to the top. Once again, I'm going to shrink this down. It's not what I want to do. Shrink it. Okay. And at this point, I can copy that over to the other side. And there you have that. Now I'm going to create that little the arrow on the top of the boot. But what I want to do first is change that spoiler on the rear. And as a little cheat that I have, I'm going to change it to yellow first, just so I can see it. Just so I can see what I'm doing. So we stretch it out. The way I'm not making it any larger is holding the L1 button down and moving to the right. Now you notice it's actually white on the other side, but if we change the projection area, you'll see that this will happen. And increase the depth. Now that's yellow all the way around. That hasn't affected anything else. Okay. Now we're going to make that. I'm going to change the color to black. We'll paint it black. Good song, by the way. And there you have it. Actually, while we're on this as well, I can duplicate that layer because I want to make that little area of the boot black as well. So I'm going to bring it down. That's not exactly the black that I'm looking for. Now that's black too. That's also painted black. And there you have it. Okay, now to the middle arrow on the boot. So we can go down to the yellow section. And we're going to duplicate, add a layer above that one. Go to the roof. And this is going to be fun. Actually, we'll spin it right around. And then move that to the back. Roughly about there. We'll zoom it in. And we're going to find that triangle again. But this time we don't need to invert it. So what I do want to do is just make it larger. Make it wide. Not too wide. Roughly to about there. Oh, hang on, that's it's way too big. Let's shrink that back down again. Just to there. But stretch it out. Right about there. I think that works well. There we go. Now we're going to change that to yellow. Same deal. We're going to duplicate that layer. We'll move that up to there. And also paint that black. Now, just drag it back a little bit. To there. To there. And then, once again, duplicate that. Move that layer all the way to the top. And we're going to make that white. And same thing with this, just move it back a little bit. And there you have that. So if you want to see what it looks like without all the lovely colours that we have so far, now all we're going to do is fill in the blanks. Looks like I have a problem here. Looks like that one hasn't gone all the way. Actually, it's not going to matter. So I'm going to colour that in or paint that area. And there you have it, everybody. That's how that's done. Now the fun part. Let's put some colour in this. So what I'm going to do first is that, and I'm going to enlarge it. Okay, so that goes to there. Actually, it's not looking the way I thought it would, to be honest. It's alright, I can fix that. Duplicate that over to the other side. And we'll also duplicate it again so we can move it forward over here. It's a little bit of mucking around, but that works. I'm going to duplicate this one and pause. I'll show you in a sec. That is going to sort of pop through because I can. There you have that. There. There you go. So we'll duplicate that over the other side and sorry, I thought I was about to sneeze, guys. Yeah. It's not actually looking the way I thought it would. But that's okay. Easy fix. Where are we? There we are. Okay, what I need to do is zoom into here. Yeah, I'll make that small because I'm going to do a bit of patching up here. There we go. Not too much. Okay. Ah, that's fine. I wonder if I've done the right thing by putting. Yeah, maybe it's probably better if I just do that, isn't it? Really? That's better. Maybe not too much. Be quiet here. I'm thinking. Thinking. Okay. We'll delete that layer there because I'm going to duplicate this one. Maybe just a little bit later on. I want to see what happens if I delete that one as well. On the other side. That's fine. So that means this one here can also be moved back a bit more. Actually, not. No, can't be moved that much because it's making a mess at the back there. It's alright. It's all fun while doing this. It's okay. And I can actually duplicate this one here as well, I think. So now we have that. Perfect. Now, what I will do is create another layer above. On the left hand side, I'm going to use another one of these ones bring it up to the top. And I'm going to cheat and create a little point here by just putting that on an angle enough to close that gap. And there you have that. There you go. And I'll duplicate that over the other side. And there you have it. We've got these parts down here that sort of, it's like it's not complete. So what you can do is you go down to, I think it's that one there. Yep, and you click on that. If you spin it around, I'll show you what's going to happen. And this is what this little set projection area does. It fills in that. What it does is it stretches out the color. So the hard to reach areas, so to speak. And we'll do the same to this one over this side. Oh, no, wrong one. That's that. It's the one here, which should be the one on the left. There you go. So with this, it just means it can't fill it because it's got the curvature on the other side of that panel, if you like. So that's the reason why it has this. Kind of stretches that color out. It's a bit like a wrap if you think about it. There you have that. Now all I'm going to do now is change that side skirt there and make that white. I know I cheated before and I made it all black and everything, and I get it's only because I wanted that color to wrap right around for this front splitter down the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is go over to other, go to there and left. Once again, use that horizontal one, bring it down. I just want to also discard all that. Alright, I'm just going to make that all the way up to there. There you have it. And I'll duplicate that on the other side as well, of course. But those of you who know this well enough knows it's actually not complete, because we're supposed to have these little points underneath the lights here, and also I like to make the inner bezel of the grill, if you like, yellow. So once again, go to other. We're going to do this on the front, so we'll work on the grill area first, and we'll pick that one there. We're going to make it yellow so it stands out. And also we're going to increase the projection area because I want it to fill in that area really well, but I need to be careful so it doesn't go out too far. So once it reaches, there we go. So you can see it's on the bottom and the top, and then I'm going to just stretch it out to the sides. That's it. That's all filled in there. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to put those little claws, if you like, underneath the lights, and instead of moving back and forth and up and down, I'm going to just work on these layers up here, and we'll set it via the camera. That way I can work on it a lot easier. There we go, roughly about there. Once again, go for the triangle, and we'll flip that, Now, let's change the colour now too. And shrink it down. Oh, wrong way. Put it on an angle. What I want this to do, it's like it's clawing around the front. So, wrong way. That's it. Just enough. It's almost like a fang or a claw. Let's make it wider. There you go. That's that. So we'll duplicate that on the other side. So now if you have a look, we have two, and it's just the same deal. So we're going to duplicate that layer. We'll make that one black. And shrink it. Oop, wrong one. Shrink it down. I'm going to stretch it out because as you can see at the top here, it's starting to expose that bit there. So I'll stretch it out a little bit and just shrink it in a little. Oh, sorry, take it back. There you have it. That one there, and once again, duplicate. Now we'll just duplicate this one because there's not going to be very many layers, so we can get away with this. I'm going to paint that white and then shrink that down as well. Elongate it back and then also back that way. And we'll also, I'll just push that out that way a bit. There you have that. Duplicate that in reverse. That's pretty much complete, guys. And that's how I do the lines on all my vehicles pretty much, if I can. If I can duplicate it like that, it makes it so much easier. There's also the panel, the side of the spoiler, if you like. I put a bit of lines on that, but this is the main part of it here. With the spoiler, I can show you how I do that as well. Might as well, since you're all watching. So we'll just go down to spoiler or rear wing, and we'll go over to the left, and I'm going to pick this one here. And I'm going to show you a little trick that I have. See how that sort of bleeds into the top of the spoiler? You minimize the angle limit, and about 4 of them should do it. So now it doesn't seem to bleed into the spoiler. And then what I want to do is the tricky bit. We're going to give this a yellow. That's right. I meant to paint this yellow, aren't I? Okay. I'm going to line that up. Excuse me. Line that up with this. Pull that back a little bit there. Bring it down. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to leave that like that and duplicate it again and again. And you'll see. So I'll duplicate it on the other side. And now I'm going to duplicate that on this side and angle it so it's horizontal again to that, parallel to the top. Move it back so it creates a curve. See that? There we go. So now you've got that color. With the black outline, you're going to have a white. We're going to have a white line, then a black line, and then yellow line, black line, and then a white filler. So I'll duplicate that over the other side. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Just delete that layer. Don't need it. Duplicate it on reverse. So there you have that. And then it's pretty much the same deal again. Just grab that one there. Duplicate. Move to the top. Paint it black. And now, just a matter of moving it down and back, roughly to whatever thickness you want to make it, like that. There. Duplicate that on the other side. Then duplicate this on this side. Actually, sorry about that. We don't want to do that. Need to work smarter, not harder. So what we'll do, we'll get this one on this side. Then duplicate that. We're going to run it up top. And we'll paint that black as well. And it's just going to be a matter of just bringing it down and back a little. And you have that. Now we'll duplicate that over the other side. And now the easier part with this is that we don't need to go back and move the layers or anything. It's going to be, actually it might be easier to do that, I think. Mainly for these ones anyway. So duplicate that. Move it to the top. Paint it white. And then once again, move that just a little bit that way, and just a little bit down. That's all. Oh, hang on, maybe just a little bit down, a bit more. Oh, maybe just a touch more. There we go. We'll duplicate that on the other side. And now we'll get one of these ones and duplicate that layer. As I said, move that layer. And we're going to paint it white. And now we'll drop it down so it matches and move it back a little bit so it's not overrunning the other side. The front. And now we'll duplicate that on reverse on the other side, which is the right hand side, of course. And there you have it. And that's complete. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. It is now 10 minutes to 12 here in Melbourne, Australia. And I'm going to call this PSR demo. No, actually, you know what? We'll call it PSR livery class, because that's what this is called. Livery need a Y, Joe. Livery class car. I don't know if I can fit all these words in, but let's have a look. And we'll make it a 3 color type, and the main color, I think it's black, and the secondary is white, and the third would be yellow. Okay, so we'll save this. Yep. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Everybody, I've really had a good time doing this tonight. It's a cold night in Melbourne, can't go anywhere, so what better thing to do than this? Well, if you like, watch a movie or anything else. But anyway, for me, I'm just enjoying myself doing that. Um, if you like, you can, you know, download this on the PlayStation Network. As you can see, my PSN name is Panther_804. You can put this on any, well, sorry, any, well, the GT3 Mustang, or the Group 3 Mustang as we call it, and Gran Turismo. I also have liveries for other vehicles if you want to check them out and use them for your races. And have fun with them. And when you're racing online, have fun. Don't spoil it for others, because I know a lot of people do. And enjoy yourself, because that's what we're here to do. Here to have fun. I know everybody wants to win. Not everybody is going to be first at the same time, but keep practicing, because I am. Well, actually not tonight. Tonight I'm busy making cars look nice. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, stay safe. Also, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit the notifications bell because it helps my channel heaps. And as I said, yeah, stay safe. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks a lot. And have a good night or a good day wherever you are.